Hey guys, hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So this particular video is going to be about 10 tricky NATs, and this is a new series. This is a GATE exclusive series. Just like we took 10 tricky questions for CSIR NET exam, this series is going to be on numerical answer type questions, and I'll be taking topic wise questions in this series. So the topic of today's video is thermodynamics. So I'll be taking 10 questions which has been asked from thermodynamics in previous years of GATE exam, and which are from the numerical answer type section. Okay, so let's see that how we can solve those questions. Now before going into that, before solving those questions, let me tell you about my classes which are running right now on Unacademy Plus. So I teach live on Unacademy Plus for CSIR NET and GATE exam preparation. So if you guys are interested to join the classes on Unacademy Plus, you can take Unacademy Plus subscription using my referral code, that is N_Huda. If you have any other query regarding how to join the classes or any other query regarding the subscription, you can mail me at the email ID provided in the description of this video. Now having said that, let's continue with our video. Alright, so we'll start from this first question which was asked in GATE 2020 exam, and this question was based upon your entropy of mixing. And remember, this is a very favorite topic of GATE. Okay, like every time, like in many of the GATE exams, you will see similar kind of questions. So make sure that you have prepared this type of question and do watch this question very carefully how we are approaching it. So the question says, when 3 moles of helium is mixed with 1 mole of neon at constant temperature and pressure, the entropy of mixing in joules per Kelvin is. Okay, you have to round off up till the 2 decimal places. That's how numerical answer type questions are usually done, and the R value is given to you. So basically what it is given, that 3 moles of helium is being mixed with 1 mole of neon. Okay, that's what it is. So if I talk about the total number of moles, okay, total number of moles are going to be 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. And if I talk about mole fraction, so if I talk about helium, so I'll just write down X helium, so that is equals to 3 upon 4, number of moles of helium upon total number of moles, and X of neon will be 1 upon 4. Okay, that's what, this much information you need to know. Now if you put it in the formula to calculate entropy of mixing, that goes like delta S of mixing, this is equals to your minus NR and sigma xi ln xi, where xi represents the individual mole fraction of the different species which are mixed, n is the total number of moles, r is your universal gas constant. So let's put over here. So n value will be 4, r is given to us as 8.314, and now since this is sigma, so you have to add both of them. Xi means first number of moles of helium, let's say, so 3 upon 4 and ln 3 upon 4, and plus then the other one, that means for neon, so 1 upon 4 and ln 1 upon 4. Okay, that's what you have to do. Now you can use your calculator to calculate ln and to put all the values. So I'm not going to solve that, I'll just simply tell you after calculation what you are going to get. You can use your scientific calculator to get the value of ln. If you don't know how to use a scientific calculator or how to use the calculator given in the GATE exam, you can watch the video in the I button. I have explained over there, right? So after multiplying all of these things, you are going to get around 18.6981 joules per Kelvin. So after rounding this off, after rounding it off up to 2 decimal places, you will get 18.70 as the answer. So your final answer should have been not minus, it will be just 18.70. Okay, and yeah, that's what is going to be the answer, and the range for the answer in the official answer key is from 18.60 to 18.80. So anything between that will be acceptable by the GATE. So this is how this question has to be done. Alright, so let's go for the next one then. Alright, let's try to solve this particular question which was asked in GATE 2019 exam, and the question says that an ideal gas occupies an unknown volume V liters at pressure 12 atm. The gas is expanded isothermally against constant external pressure of 2 atm so that its final volume becomes 3 liters. The work involved in the expansion is, okay. So few of the things which are given to you, like you have like final volume is given to you as 3 liter and final pressure is given to you as 2 atm, right? This is the external pressure which you are applying, so that's going to be the final pressure. Now initial pressure is 12 atm and you are not aware about initial volume. Okay, you don't know that. Unknown volume is given. Work is what they are asking, and the process is isothermal process. Expansion. So for isothermal expansion, pressure and volume are given. So you can simply find out using this formula, that is PIVI is equals to PFVF. Now put over here to find out VI over here, because VI is what you don't know. So it will be like 12 into VI is equals to 3 into 2. So your VI will be, this will be 6 divided by 12 will give you 1 by 2. That means 0.5 liters. So this is what you got your initial volume. Now once you got your initial volume, you can simply find out your work done now. So your work done will be equal to minus P external, and in the bracket it will be final volume, okay, Vf minus Vi. That's what you can just put it here. So just put the values now. So P external is how much? 12 atm. So minus 12. Final volume is 3 liters. Initial is 0.5 liters. Subtract that. 2.5 is what you will get, multiply it with 12 and you will get around 5. So minus 5 liter atm, because volume is in liter, pressure is in atm. So liter atm is going to be the unit of this work, but they are asking the answer in calories. So we have to do a little bit of unit conversion now. For that we will take the help of this hint. So the hint, according to the hint, what we have 0.082 liter atm per mole is equals to 2 calories per mole per Kelvin. Okay, here we have per Kelvin also. So this part and this part can be cancelled out because both the things are common there. So we have 0.082 liter atm is equals to 2 calories. Now once you have got this, what you can do is simply you can find out the value of 1 liter atm. So 1 liter atm will be equal to 2 upon 0.082 calories. You can simply convert liter atm into calories by multiplying with this factor. So this hint was given to you to do this unit conversion simply. Okay, so yeah, just put these values now. So you will have minus 5 into 2 upon, this is 2 upon 0.082, and this will be in calories. Now perform your calculation, use your calculator, and the final answer which you will get will be 1 to 1 minus 1 to 1.95 calories. Okay, 95 calories. This is going to be the final answer. So minus 1 to 1.95 is going to be the final answer for this particular question. So see how simple this was. Just you have to be very careful with the units. So these are some of the questions where unit conversion are required, and that's what makes GATE questions different from your CSIR net. Alright, let's go for the next one then. Alright, so this again a question from GATE 2019, although it's not directly from thermodynamics, a little bit of equilibrium is involved. So this says that there you are given with a particular equation, and it says that at 298 Kelvin the standard molar Gibbs free energy of formation of SO2 in the gaseous form and SO3 in the gaseous form are given to you. The value of equilibrium constant Kp at this temperature will be. Okay, so how you are going to do this? SO2 is on the reactant side, SO3 is on the product side. So what you have to find out is first of all your Gibbs free energy change. Okay, so delta G will be equal to your delta G of product minus delta G of reactant. Put these values. So delta G of product is SO3, its value is minus 371. So minus 371 kilojoules per mole is the unit. So let it be. And for SO2, which is on the reactant side, we have put minus 300. Okay, so minus will be added, so it will be plus minus will be minus, so you will get 71, minus 71 kilojoules per mole. Okay, that's going to be the delta G value. Now once you found delta G, Kp is pretty simple to find out. You just have to use this relation, that is delta G is equals to minus RT ln Kp. Okay, Kp is what you have to calculate. Delta G you have minus 71, R is 8.314 or 31. Temperature you have to keep it as 298 and ln Kp. So by using your calculator, you have to take e to the power on the other side, because you will have ln Kp is equals to something which you will get, and your Kp will be e to the power whatever value you will get here. So just use your calculator to solve it, and I'll just do it and I'll just tell you the final answer. So your Kp will be equal to 282.8 into 10 to the power 10. So this particular value is what you have to put it here. So 282.8 will be the final answer for this question. All right, so this is how you have to do. You just have to be good at calculations. Okay, you should be good at using the calculator, right? So let's take the next one then. All right, let's talk about this question which was asked in GATE 2018 exam. Now I'll tell you two methods to solve this question. Both of them are pretty simple. Some of the method, like one of the method will be more easier for a math student. The other one is easier for a bio student. Okay, so first of all, I'll go with the maths type of method. Okay, which is quite where integration and differentiation is involved. So let's try to do that. We have given with the molar heat capacity of the substance in the temperature range of 298 to 400 Kelvin. Empirical relation is given to us as CPM is equals to 14 plus Bt joules per Kelvin per mole, where B is a constant, and the molar enthalpy change of the substance is given to you as 2 kilojoules, and the temperature range from where to where the temperature is being changed is 300 to 350. Now they're asking the value of B. To do that, simply the formula of Cp is equals to dH upon dt, or you can say that dH is equals to Cp dt. So if you integrate both sides, okay, if you integrate both sides, what you are going to get? So your dH will become H or delta H or H only, and Cp will be like 14 plus Bt and dt, right? And integration of that. So it is going to become H is equals to integration of 14 dt. So 14 is a constant I can take outside, and integration of like dt, right? And plus B you can take outside because that's a constant, it will be T dt. Now your integration of dt is going to be T, so 14 into T, and since we have limit from 300 to 350, okay, and plus B, and here it will be T square upon 2, so T square upon 2, limit is from 300 to 350. Now just substitute the values. H is given to you as 2 kilojoules, put it in joules, so 2000 joules, and here it will be like 14, and it will be 350 minus 300, okay, and plus here you will see ki B, and I'll just take B by 2 here, 2 I have taken outside, and it will be like 350 ka square, okay, minus 300 ka square. So by that you just have to solve this, and like 14 into 50, subtract that, and then just do the calculation. So it is going to be like B value you are going to get as 0.81, okay, something like that. So 0.08, sorry, 0.08 is going to be the value of B which you are going to get. So this is one of the method. One method is this which you can apply to solve this. So it's pretty simple, but if you want to avoid this integration and all, you can do it in the other method also. See, the other method is Cp is equals to dH upon dt. Just put the value, okay. So Cp will be equal to dH is how much? The dH is already given to as 2 kilojoules, so put it as 2000, okay, and dt, temperature difference is how much? 50, right? 300 to 350 are going, so basically the difference is 50. So if you divide this, you are going to get how much? 40, right? 40 on this side, and Cp value is already given to you as 14 plus Bt, and this is equals to, if you cancel out this, you will get 40 here. Now you have to use the range 298 to 400. Just put that range. So the smallest value of B will be when the temperature is your temperature is 298. So at T is equals to 298, you will have Bt, or B into 298 is equals to 14 will be subtracted over there. So this will become 26, and B will be equal to, like, B will be equal to 26 divided by 298. So that's what you have to do. So the value will be 0.07 in this case, okay. And the other value you have to calculate at T is equals to 400, because the higher limit is that. Same thing you have to do. So here B into 400 will come out 26, or you can say B is equals to 26 upon 400. This value will be 0.09. So your answer will be in between this range. So you can take any value between that range. So yeah, that is going to be the answer. And in the question paper, in the final answer key, the range was also given between these two values, 0.07 and 0.09. So both these methods are correct. You can approach with any of them, and both are going to lead you to the correct answer. All right. Okay, let's take the next one then. All right, again we are with a similar kind of question which we have done. So it says that the 2 moles of ideal gas X and 2 moles of ideal gas Y initially at the same temperature and pressure are mixed under isothermal isobaric condition. The entropy change on mixing is, okay, so delta S of mixing is what they're asking. Same thing we have to do. So first of all, I'll write down mole fraction. Let me call it as 1 let me call it as 2. So x1 total number of moles will be 4, because 2 moles plus 2 moles will be 4. So x1 will be like 2 upon 4, or I can call it 1 upon 2. Same, my x2 will also be 2 upon 4 or 1 upon 2, right? And total number of moles will be 4. So now just substitute that in the formula again. So the formula for delta S mixing will be minus NR, and it will be like x1, that is 1 by 2 ln x1, and plus x2 ln x2. Okay, so these two values can be added. So you will get minus, the n value is 4, r you have to take 8.31, and the value inside this will be ln 1 by 2. Now you just have to solve it, multiply and calculate. So overall you are going to get 22.9 joules per Kelvin. See how simple it is, and that's how it will be done. Okay, so similar kind of question we have done. So you should practice these types of question, like the mixing kind of questions, okay, because these are very frequently asked in GATE exam. So 22.9 is the answer. Okay, because the answer was asked up till 1 decimal place, so that's why we have done up till 1 decimal place. Let's go for the next question then. All right, let's try to do this question from GATE 2018 again. This was a 2-marker question, and it is based upon Clausius-Clapeyron equation. The question says that the enthalpy of vaporization of liquid at its boiling point Tb is 200 Kelvin, and the enthalpy of vaporization is 15.3 kilojoules per mole. If the molar volume of the liquid in the vapor at 200 Kelvin is 110 and 12,000 centimeter cube per mole respectively, the slope dp by dt is what they are asking, okay, of the liquid vapor boundary in kilopascal per Kelvin. Okay, that's the unit what they are asking, and it's given 1 pascal is equals to 1 joules per meter cube. Now again, obviously unit conversion will come, so let's try to do this. First of all, let's try to talk about liquid water. Okay, so liquid water, so the molar volume, okay, the molar volume of this, so molar volume is given to me as 110 centimeter cube per mole. But can I put these values in centimeter cube per mole? So I should rather convert it in meter cube per mole, because most of the things are in MKS unit, right? So CGS and MKS are two units, like two standard ways of representing units. I'll represent it in MKS, means length should be in meter, uh, like weight should be in kg, and time should be in second. So MKS. Okay, so 110 centimeter cube can be written as 110 into 10 to the power 6 meter cube per mole. Okay, that's what it is. Now for vapor, okay, for vapor molar volume, okay, molar volume will be how much? It will be like, again I'll just directly write down, because in centimeter cube I'll just write down 12,000 into 10 to the power 6 meter cube per mole, okay, per mole. That's what I have. Now once I have done this part, what I have to do is I just have to do the Clausius-Clapeyron equation, that is dp by dt is equals to delta H upon T delta V. Okay, T delta V, that's what I have. I can substitute the values, because this is what I have to calculate. The other like side I have to just put the values. Now it's given in kilojoules per mole, so let's put it in joules per mole. So it will be 15.3 into 10 to the power 3, and then it will come in joules per mole. Denominator I have to put temperature. Temperature is given to me as 200 Kelvin, and volume change I have to put, so gaseous minus your liquid, because it's like the liquid is going into the gaseous form. That's what the boiling does. So final volume minus initial volume. So finally it is gas, it is becoming gas. Initially it was liquid, so gas minus liquid, that's what we have to do. So gas volume is 12,000 into 10 to the power 6 minus 110 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, that's what you have to do. So the answer which you will get after solving all these things is like you just have to use your calculator to do this. So you will get 6.43, okay, into 10 to the power 3, because I have already solved, so I'm just taking all the values from there. Okay, so joules per Kelvin and per meter cube. Okay, that's what you will get in the terms of joules per Kelvin per meter cube, but the answer is being asked in kilopascal per Kelvin. Now you know that 1 joules per meter cube is 1 pascal, so I can just write down in the place of joules per meter cube as pascal. So this will become 6.43 into 10 to the power 3. So in the place of joules per meter cube, I can write down Pascal per Kelvin. If I have to convert this in kilopascal per Kelvin, I have to remove this 10 to the power 3, right? You know that 1 Pascal is equals to 10 to the power minus 3 kilopascal. So I can just remove this part. So then it will get converted into kilopascal. So the final answer will be how much? 6.43 kilopascal per Kelvin. So the final answer is 6.43, and that is going to be the final answer of this question. So this is how it has to be done. I hope this is much clear to you. Little bit of unit conversion we have used, and Clausius-Clapeyron equation was the main highlighted part of this question. Okay guys, let's take the next one then. Alright, let's talk about this particular question here. It was asked in GATE 2017 exam, and this was asked for 2 marks. Again, this is again from the mixing part, okay. It says Gibbs free energy of mixing is denoted as delta G mix. It should be mix here. 1 mole of helium, 3 mole of neon and 2 moles of argon are mixed at same pressure and temperature, assuming ideal gas behavior. They are asking delta G mixing upon RT value. So for that, first thing is to find out the total number of moles. Total number of moles is 1 plus 3 plus 2, so 6. Now if I call it as first, if I call it as second, if I call it as third, so my x1, that is mole fraction of first, will be 1 upon 6 because 1 mole of this is taken, okay. Then x2 will be 3 upon 6 or 1 upon 2, and my x3 will be 2 upon 6 because 2 moles of that is taken. So 2 upon 6 or 1 upon 3. Now once I got all of this, I have to put the formula for delta G of mixing. Delta G of mixing is given to us as nRT sigma xi ln xi. Okay, so the formula over here you have to be very careful. It's nRT sigma xi ln xi. Okay, so just we have to find out delta G upon RT, right? Delta G mixing upon RT. That's what we have to find out. So on the other side we will have n and sigma xi ln xi. Just put the values now. This is what you have to calculate. So n is 6 in the bracket, x1 1 upon 6 ln 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 2 ln 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 ln 1 upon 3. Use your calculator to do the rest of the part, to do the calculation part. I'll just leave it for you. I'll just make this thing very clear to you that I am leaving all these things because I have solved this. You have not solved it. So what you have to do, that pause this video, use the scientific calculator to do this particular thing, okay, so that in the exam you have a practice of solving or using the calculator, okay. This is what the main motive of this series is, right? So on solving everything, you are going to get this will be like 6, its value will be minus 0.2986 minus this will be 0.3465 minus this will be 0.3662. Okay, just match your values here. Now after solving, after multiplying and adding and all, the value which you are going to get is going to be 6.067, or since it is asked up to 2 decimal places, so let's round it off, and the value which is going to be the answer is 6.07. okay, that's going to be the final answer for this question. So this is how this question has to be done. Okay, so let's go for the next one then. Alright guys, let's try this question which was asked in GATE 2016 exam. The question says that at 1 bar and 298 Kelvin, the process of a solid converting into a liquid, the delta G is given to us as 200 joules per mole. Delta Vm is given to you as minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube per mole. The minimum pressure in bar at which the process becomes spontaneous is, okay, it's given 1 bar, you have to take it as 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So they have helped you in that. So what you have to do is, first of all, let's write down that a solid converted into a liquid, the delta G of the reaction is 200 joules. Alright, that's what is delta G, and joules per mole, sorry, yeah, it should be joules per mole. That's what is the value, and you have delta Vm as minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter cube per mole. Now since you are given with all these things, what you have to use is this, that is delta G is equals to delta Vm and P2 minus P1. This is the equation which we are going to use to do this particular question, okay, because in order to find out whether at what pressure it is going to become spontaneous, we need this particular formula to use. Now initial pressure is, you can take it as 1 bar. Okay, let's keep P1 is equals to 1 bar, or let's keep it in 1 pascal. Oh, sorry, 1 bar means 10 to the power 5 pascal. Okay, this is what we are going to substitute here. So delta G is your 200 joules, delta Vm is minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, and P2 is what we have to calculate, and P1 is 10 to the power 5. We are putting pressure in pascals. Okay, so they are asking the answer in bar. We will later on convert this. Okay, so now just solve this up, what you are going to get. So over here, when you solve this, basically you are going to get something like, yeah, so you have to just take it 200 divided by 2 into 10 to the power minus 6, and on the other side P2 minus 10 to the power 5. Okay, that's what you have. So you can solve this. This will be 100, and when it goes up, it will be 10 to the power 8. P2 minus 10 to the power 5. So P2 will be how much? 10 to the power 8 and plus 10 to the power 5. So if I take 10 to the power 5 outside of it, so P2 will become 10 to the power 5, and here this will be like 1000 and plus 1, right? Because 10 to the power 3 will be left out from here. I can write it down as 1000. 1000 plus 1 will be 1001. Now 1001 10 into 10 to the power 5, and this answer will be in pascals. Now I'll just do it this side, a little bit of this side I'll use. Okay, so P2 is going to be 1001 into 10 to the power 5 pascal. If I convert this into bar, so P2 will be 1001 bar. Okay, so this will be my answer, 1001. So this is how it has to be done. This question is a very good example of how you can use a unit conversion to solve a particular question. Okay, now why I have not kept everything in bar itself, why I have converted this in pascal over here and then again converted into bar, why not I have just put it as 1 bar instead of that. So the reason being is, when you are putting your volume delta V in meter cube per mole, and when your delta G is in joules, at that time, because we are using ideal gas equation, because this particular thing is calculated from the ideal gas equation, so there it is necessary that the pressure has to be in pascals. Okay, so pressure has to be in pascal in this particular equation. That's why first we have converted in pascal. After doing every calculation, we have just again converted back into bar. Okay, so that's why we have done this calculation like that. Okay, fine, let's go for the next question then. All right, let's talk about this question here. It was asked in GATE 2016. Pretty simple and straightforward question. 1 mole of ideal gas is compressed from 5 liters to 2 liters at constant temperature. The change in entropy is what they are interested in to ask. Okay, basically they are asking, and R you can take it as 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. So let's try to do this. Basically the formula, direct formula is going to be applied. Delta S is equals to NR ln V2 upon V1. That's what you can use here at constant temperature. Okay, so this will be used at constant temperature. So just put all the values now. So delta S is equals to, the total number of moles is 1, R value is 8.314, you have ln final volume is 2, initial volume is 5, because this is compressed from 5 to 2, so final is smaller, initial is more. Just divide and solve, and delta S you will get as minus 7.61 joules per Kelvin. So the answer will be minus 7.61. Okay, so that's how it will be done. Pretty simple, one marker question, and in the GATE 2016, that's how it will be done. Let's go for the next one then. All right, probably the last question of this video. It was asked in GATE 2015 exam. The question is 2 marker question. It says 1 mole of a substance is heated from 300 Kelvin to 500 Kelvin at constant pressure. The Cp of the substance is given by, Cp is equals to 5 plus 0.1 T. So empirical equation kind of thing. The change in entropy is what they're asking. Okay, so remember the relationship between your entropy change and Cp is given to you as Ncp upon T dt. Okay, this is the relationship between Cp and your delta S. Now this particular equation is used at constant pressure. Okay, so the pressure has to be constant over here. So let's try to solve this. How it will be done? the value, since it is 1 mole, so n will be 1, so let's ignore that. The value of Cp is what we are going to put, so it is 5 plus 0.1 T upon T dt. Integration is being done from lower limit of temperature to the higher one, so 300 to 400. Just separate them out. So it is like integration from 300 to 400 of 5 upon T dt, and plus here you are going to have 300 to 400, and it will be by, because T and T will be cancelled out, so 0.1 dt. Now since 5 is a constant, that will not get integrated. 1 upon T has an integration of ln T, so you will have 5 ln T, upper limit 400, lower limit 300, plus here 0.1 is a constant, that won't get integrated. Dt will have an integration of T, upper limit 400, lower limit 300. Let's put the values now. I'll do rather here. So it will be like 5, okay, ln 400 divided by 300 plus 0.1, and it will be 400 minus 300. Okay, 400 by 300 or ln 4 upon 3 is what you can write down. Again, use your calculator to find that value, and this one will be 100. 100 multiplied by 0.1 will give you 10. Solve this. So here this particular part will give you 1.438, and plus this part is going to give you 10. Now when you add this, your delta S is going to be 11.438. This is going to be the final answer, joules per Kelvin per mole. Okay, so that is going to be the answer. The range for the answer is 11.3 to 11.5. It is asked, it is not given that up to what decimal places you have to do. If it is not given, you can just answer up till 2 decimal places. So the final answer which you can write down is 11.44. Okay, so that is going to be the final answer, joules per Kelvin per mole. So this is how we have taken 10 questions, 10 numerical answer type of questions in this particular video, and that's all from my side, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and do subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to it yet. Like the video and share with your friends. And one more thing, if you like this video, if you think that this particular series is helpful, do let me know in the comment sections. If you need some, like if you want some improvement in this, if you want something to be changed, you can tell me. If you have any suggestion, you can give that out in the comment sections below. Alright, so that's all from my side, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have a great day. Bye bye.